I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
As the nation's 44th president, Barack Obama came into office eager to meet the public's demand for change.
On this day, we gather because we have chosen hope over fear, unity of purpose over conflict and discord.
But the goodwill and high hopes of January quickly gave way to the reality of trying to achieve results in politically polarized Washington. Nathan Gonzalez is an analyst with the Rothenberg Political Report.
He came in with high hopes of a lot of Americans and a lot of support, and legislating some of those goals has been difficult.
The early emphasis was on stabilizing the financial sector, saving the automobile industry, and pushing health care reform. But the drive for health care reform ran headlong into opposition Republicans, eager to regain their footing after defeat in the 2008 election. Republicans like House Leader John Boehner opposed the health care plan as too costly and too much government intervention.
And the biggest problem that we heard from our economist with regard to why employers aren't hiring, it's all the job-killing policies that are being offered by this administration and this Congress.
Mr. Obama entered the White House with strong public approval ratings. But the president's image has taken a hit in recent months as the opposition gained traction. This is Quinnipiac University pollster Peter Brown.
Personally, Americans like Barack Obama. They're a good deal less supportive of his policies.
While Republicans oppose his economic and health care policies, many Democrats have raised concerns about the president's decision to send more U.S. troops to Afghanistan. Robert Borisage is co-director of the liberal group, the Campaign for America's Future.
And like Lyndon Johnson, he has this really ominous problem, which is if you escalate in Afghanistan and we end up in that swamp, that will, over time, be a kind of constant drain on support and enthusiasm among young people, among minorities, among liberals, among progressives. And it will really sap the president's ability to continue to energize this broad agenda.
Republicans have welcomed the additional troops. David Frum is a former speechwriter for President George W. Bush.
People who are looking for a dramatic break in American foreign policy, it's rather hard to identify it. In Afghanistan, in Iraq, in Guantanamo, in the handling of terrorism, in China, in India, there's been much more continuity with the Bush presidency than I think anybody expected.
The president's realistic view of foreign policy was on display during his acceptance speech for the Nobel Peace Prize in Oslo, Norway. Mr. Obama defended the concept of a just war.
We must begin by acknowledging a hard truth. We will not eradicate violent conflict in our lifetimes. There will be times when nations, acting individually or in concert, will find the use of force not only necessary but morally justified.
Back at home, the president prepares for a political battle in the lead-up to November's congressional elections. Presidents historically lose congressional seats in the first midterm election, says analyst Nathan Gonzalez.
The president needs to pass significant legislation and sell it to the American people in order to help Democratic senators and representatives in their re-election bids.
The 2010 congressional elections will be a major test for the president as voters judge his record on domestic and foreign affairs. Jim Malone, VOA News, Washington.